Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is SK CryptoK, and today let's talk about all of these Olympus DAO forks that have been popping up left, right, center, up, down, in your face.
Because this one, called Nemesis DAO, happens to be one of the better ones I've seen.
And it exists on the Binance Smart Chain, so you get to avoid all of those expensive fees and get that ease of access.
I am a fan of safe projects on the BSC.
Yep, and this one is checking off all of the boxes on why you need to pay attention to this one. Let's get into it. Yo, appreciate your time and just know that I'm SK CryptoK, and today you should join my crypto club. Maybe by the end earn some dividends, so in advance I'ma thank you right now for that sub. Hey! Yo, let's go.
Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch my video. Let me preface everything by saying that
I am not a financial advisor. Everything should be taken with a grain of salt, as these are for entertainment and educational purposes only.
So before we get into Nemesis DAO, you need to understand first a little about what everything is copying, which is the Olympus DAO.
And this thing has been going bonkers for the last 9 months.
But essentially, it is aiming to be the future of reserve currency for the crypto space. Because when you think of things like Bitcoin and Ethereum, they in and of themselves do not generate revenue. People buy them to give it its value.
Whereas what Olympus tries to do
is to act like a bank that builds a community-owned, decentralized financial infrastructure to bring more stability and transparency to the world. And so far, this model has proven to work really well. And as with anything in crypto, when something does good, it's going to get copied.
But yeah, SK, imitation is the best form of flattery, isn't it?
I mean, yeah. But at the same time, you know it pisses off the people that worked hard to build it.
It takes no skill to just copy something.
However, in this case, I think it's good that it got copied, because those Ethereum fees, woo, they are bad.
Yeah, you kind of got a point there. I'll give you that.
So taking a look at Nemesis DAO and what it is trying to do, which is to also be a reserve currency, but for the Binance Smart Chain, not for the world. It's really interesting how it works. So essentially, I want to give you an example, especially if you live in the States and you think of Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo. Everybody goes in to deposit their money and you get a nice dashboard to look at on your online mobile banking, and they tell you how much money you actually put in. But that's the key word.
It is dashboard money.
Meaning that when you give that money to a bank, it's not technically yours anymore.
They take your money and they whip it and they can flip it any style they want
to build more money and grow their treasury, which is fine as long as everybody believes in the system. However, if everyone was to freak out and run to their local bank on the same day at the exact same time and all withdraw their funds at that very moment, those banks would not have enough liquid cash to pay everybody. It just wouldn't. The bank run would collapse the bank itself.
Yeah, that's some apocalyptic right there.
You're damn right.
And in a perfect world, that will never occur. So what central banks are doing in the real fiat world, why can't that be done in DeFi? And that's exactly what these DAOs are aiming to do. You are giving them your money, and they are taking it and securing other assets that back the price of what you're buying. For example, when you come take a look at Nemesis DAO's price, you'll see right now it is at $6,270 per Nemesis token. However, the backed price is $1,280, meaning that each token is technically backed by only this amount of money. However, the difference of what the current selling price is for it is a premium on top of the backed price, and this technically has no upper limit thanks to the treasury. And this is very similar to what central banks do. And if you wanted, you could look into the white paper and actually see that their assets are backed by BUSD as well as several other liquidity pairs. But the key difference here is that this price is backed by BUSD, not pegged.
And so before I get into the weeds a little bit, I just want to show you some of the hype that is going on right now.
Just taking a quick look at the chart, this project is only 2 weeks old. It launched just before Thanksgiving, and it has been on an absolute tear. And one of the recent events that has caused the latest pump is the fact that BSCDaily, who normally does not mess around with any projects unless the devs are privately doxxed, has gone ahead and tweeted about this. And BSCDaily has 270,000 Twitter followers. And the fact that they're talking about Nemesis DAO, and you can find out in the Telegram that the leadership of Nemesis has KYC'd.
Did you say KFC? Kentucky Fried Chicken?
No, KYC. Know your customer.
Oh man, now I'm thinking about KFC, bro. I want some mashed potatoes and fried chicken.
Anyways,
this recent development has sent the chart soaring because up until now, there wasn't really much known about Nemesis DAO. You didn't know who the devs were. You didn't know if this could be a scam, but there are a lot of boxes that this team is checking to make this a respected project.
and it also doesn't hurt that Nemesis DAO was listed on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap on day number 2
of their launch, which is wild. So the reason you should be checking into this, if you didn't notice the number already, is look at this APY.
Holy hot diggity damn, son. Is that 55 billion million trillion billion?
What?
You know, 55 in the thing.
I think the number you're trying to say is 55,133,222,693%.
Still, man, holy what?
Yep, 55 billion with a B.
So, SK, how in the world can it be that high?
That's a really good question, and I don't know the exact answer.
Other than this is the roadmap that Olympus DAO followed. So the main way that people get incentivized to jump in on a project like this, which obviously this APY is not going to stay this, but they offer a high APY so people can buy into the token and stake it for that APY. And one of the crazy aspects that they do is because it's protocol owned liquidity, there's 2 buoyancy measures or Fomo effects that take place between the price fluctuation and the APY fluctuation. So imagine a scenario where this is on a tear upward, right? And we saw it is at 55 billion APY. So what happens is whenever stakers take out their Nemesis token and dump it on the market, when this price shoots downward from 6,293 to maybe, I don't know, 4,800, the price lowers, which now all the eyeballs watching this and waiting to get in at a good price, they will now FOMO in. But in the exact same breath, as that price shot downward, the APY shot upward.
Whoa, 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 say what?
Yes, when the price of the token drops, the APY go up.
So you see what I mean by a double FOMO effect. You get people that want to get in on a better buying price of the Nemesis token, and then the APY also shoots up from 55 billion up to maybe say 90 billion, because it wants those people that bought the new lower priced token to then be incentivized to stake it into a very high APY.
And this cycle of lowering price and increasing APY is what will keep people interested in this token until the market cap goes up, the supply goes up,
and certain milestones are achieved.
So hopefully that has made sense so far.
And because this project is only 2 weeks old, it's at the beginning of the roadmap that Olympus DAO was, which this is already 10 months old, as I said, but you'll see their total deposit locked is at $2.6 billion, and the APY is only 7,200. But when this first launched, this APY was crazy as well, which got people interested in the token, and so they came in to stake. And as far as Olympus DAO goes, this is the undisputed king. This is what all of the forks are chasing to be. But you've got Mark Cuban and all sorts of celebrities that are actually really into this. All the whales, everyone believes in this platform. However, Ethereum is not always the best place for people with a small amount of money that just want to make something out of it. So the fact that you have several other forks on Avalanche and Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, you have a number of different ones to choose from, but you really need to do your research as far as which ones have longevity, a solid community, great marketing, and definitely a safe place for your money, because the last thing you want is to get rug pulled, because you know scammers are also out there copying the Olympus DAO to promise you the world when really they just want to take your money. And they know, everyone knows that the Olympus DAO model is what everybody's chasing right now. So when it comes to Nemesis DAO, I've been following this one for quite a little bit, and I finally feel safe enough to at least make a video so you guys are aware of another investment opportunity. But again, not financial advice. But let me just break down some of what you're looking at here. So you have a total value locked of $37 million in this project, whereas the market cap for it is actually at $45 million. So you have a really healthy ratio of what's locked up into the staking versus the market cap. And the supply is still low and it will increase over time. But say you were to go buy the Nemesis token either on PancakeSwap, or if you click the buy NMS button right here, it'll take you to BogSwap. But then you come take your NMS token, you'll hit max, and you'll put them all into the staking pool, which then turns NMS into SNMS. And you'll see here, I have $176. My next reward amount on the line below is $3, which will happen in 30 minutes. So essentially what happens every 8-hour epoch, a rebase will occur and you will get your reward. So my $3 right here in 30 minutes will jump over to my staked amount, which then starts a new cycle based on my higher staked amount. My APY will base off of the higher staked amount. So now my higher staked amount will be factored by the APY to give me a higher reward for the next go. And because this happens every 8 hours, that is 3 times a day, which is why you see my total earnings is $9 a day, because it's 3 times a day. And then essentially your next reward amount, it's 1.85 at the current moment. So if you were just to take that, multiplied it by your current staked amount, you will get your reward amount. And then another metrics to look at is your ROI 5-day rate, which is 31%. Meaning essentially if you put in $100, then in 5 days, you will have $131.70 as your return rate.
Man, that is a really high price. I don't know if I want to buy it that high.
Well, lucky for you, there is another option.
So if you look over here on the left side, you'll see buy bonds. And if you click that, you will see that you have 2 options at the moment where you can make an NMS BUSD LP and stake it, or just straight put BUSD into the bond system. Now, what this allows you to do is when you look at the ROI percentages right here, let me just click bond on BUSD. You're gonna see a price difference between the bond price and the market price. So the trade-off here is this.
If you supply BUSD liquidity to the platform,
you will get the NMS token for $5,100 as opposed to $6,200. But the trade-off is that it is vested for 3 days. And so after you bond and the money is locked up for 3 days, it does in fact trickle out. So when you come over to redeem, you will see that your pending rewards will be X amount, but your claimable rewards, which will trickle out at certain periods of the day, you can claim out your rewards and then go immediately stake them. So that's the trade-off, okay? Think of the bond as a discounted Nemesis token. However, you cannot immediately stake it because it has to be vested. But as it trickles out, you can then take some of it and go stake it day after day until the whole vesting period is complete. Now, this works great as long as the market price continues to stay the same or go higher. But there are some instances where you can buy it at the bond price but then something happens in the market that will send the market price below the bond price. And in that case,
you didn't get lucky, I'm sorry.
but in most cases, after you go ahead and get your initial stake started, any new money that you want to come in to this DAO with, you always want to check the bond price.
And then one of the last things we'll talk about
Is why do we need Nemesis DAO in the first place? Which is where the team will suggest that they just want to be the go-to reserve currency for the BSC. And I'll read out loud. There's a number of reasons why this is needed. Simply put, stable coins aren't as stable as they're made out to be. Let's dive a little bit deeper. In recent times, dollar-pegged stablecoins have become an essential part of crypto due to their lack of volatility as compared to tokens such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. Users are comfortable with transacting using stablecoins, knowing that they hold the same amount of purchasing power today versus tomorrow. But this is not actually true.
the dollar is controlled by the US government and the Federal Reserve.
This means that a depreciation of the dollar also means a depreciation of these stable coins, which is not ideal given they are supposed to be a stable currency.
Now, overall, this is true.
Though the day-to-day effect of inflation is negligible, but the overall theory is true. If you hold $100 today, it is not worth $100 a year from today or 5 years from today. The value depreciates over time. But what this is trying to do over time is to become a stable reserve currency that holds a solid value rather than relying on a stable coin.
Oh, and I lied. That's not the last thing.
You may have noticed that at the top here, it says single stake 3-3. This is a meme that you may have seen already in different Discords or Telegram groups, but just to explain what that is very briefly, is that this is the code, right? So everybody in a DAO wins if everyone is rowing in the same direction. Meaning, if everybody buys the token and everybody stakes the token, the price keeps going up, everybody keeps making more money on that high APY, and everybody wins.
That is called a 3-3.
Which is depicted by this chart right here. So this represents person number 1 and this represents person number 2. If person 1 and person 2 both stake,
that is 3-3.
and that is the strongest thing the community can do to see this project succeed. Now, if person number 1 is bonding, but person number 2 is staking, then that is a 1-3, which is still good. That adds up to 4, and I think they break down some math. They give it all points, right? Staking is 2, bonding is 1. But essentially, it's still in the green, but it's not as good of a green as here. So for bonding, if both person 1 and 2 are both just bonding and getting that discounted Nemesis token, but not actually staking it and locking it into the system, it's just a neutral. It's not really bad, but it's not good. And then worst case scenario though is the -3, which is
Everybody panicking, unstaking, and selling.
AKA the bank run in the example I gave at the beginning of the video. So as long as the community is doing some combination of these top 4 boxes, then this project is going to be a success. So if you want this to be a success, don't panic when the chart inevitably dumps, because it will. People at the beginning are going to take their profits, but remember, they're also losing their position. And when they dump the chart, the APY goes up, which benefits you to stay into the system, ride it out, and then when new people go into the double FOMO effect by buying a cheaper token and getting into the higher APY, everything balances back out and you came out ahead because the price went back up.
And you hold more tokens now. Does that make sense?
No, not really.
I wasn't asking you.
Aw, man.
So yeah, overall, it is a fantastic protocol and you are in so early that during this bull run, you are gonna be making crazy gains. So just be sure that if you do decide to get into this, that you buy it and you stake it and you ride the storm, because this price is just going to do what all crypto does, which is go up and down. And right now it's on a tear. Ever since launch, it is a very healthy chart, extremely healthy. and there's no telling how high this can actually go. Also, just remember that over time, in the long run, you are getting more and more tokens. So if you ride this out for years and you also understand the backing price is the price that it can never go under. So worst case scenario, the Nemesis token price goes from 6,200 all the way down to the backing price. You're not left holding the bag. This treasury is here to protect you with this backed price. And yes, you lost a hell of a lot of value, but as long as you ride out and keep accumulating more tokens by staying staked, you will eventually ROI on your investment, and you are protected by the backed price per Nemesis token. So just remember that.
And folks, that is all I have for this video. Thank you so much again for your time. And if you vibe with me and would love to come hang out in my Telegram community, please find my link in the description below. But until next time, everyone, please stay safe out there, stay blessed, and make good choices with your crypto.
Ah, sweet. Another video down. I'm taking my ass to KFC, man, for some finger-licking fried chicken, baby. You know what time it is.
Hey, how you doing today? I'm doing well too, hanging out here ready to play. In this world of crypto growing day to day, I'm teaching people how to crypto in a positive way, you know. What crypto bags am I holding in? Diversify with the ones that I'm gonna win. Run the game, strip token of the elephant. Plenty more, but just know I'm enjoying them.
Not financial advice.